It's Tuesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Mariah Afolabi Brown. As always, I have the ladies with me. YK in the building.
Good morning.
See you. How are you?
I'm fine. We have seen this year. Today is Shim's birthday, my brother.
Happy birthday, Shane.
He's watching.
I saw the post. Yeah. That's nice. That's good for him. So did they party today or celebrating?
No, he's only 39. It's next year when
Hey,
he's
YK,
40.
why do you say his age in front of everybody?
Why is like that now? But he does. Apparently doesn't mind. But YK is like that. If YK knows your
going to
age,
be
the
40
entire
next year,
world will
no?
know your age.
So is that why all of you haven't told me? I know you are about.
Hey,
Atiedi, please. Let me announce my 40th by myself at the right time.
but it's
Actually, I'm not hiding mine.
time.
I've already put it on Instagram. Yeah.
I know it's a long now.
Happy New Year.
I announce my 40th by myself as if it's next year. It's not.
Anyway.
Happy New Year.
Everyone knows Mariah is 41.
You don't know Mariam that she will never tell
Thank
you.
you, Miriam. No, I know Miriam's age. Miriam is going to be 40 either this year or next year.
She's wrong.
Oh, you are 40 already?
You're wrong.
I'm not wrong because you told me.
But how you doing? I don't embarrass somebody. How you doing?
I'm good. I'm grateful to God for life. Started watching one ridiculous series yesterday and on Netflix, and really, if you want to be productive in this year, reduce the Netflix you are watching. Yes, because it can just take your time. You just be hooked on fake story and start having nightmares. That was my story. I woke up and I was like, wondering, I've never had a dream that terrible. It was the movie. The movie is like a sort of like horror, and then my dream was like, I woke up and I was like, skabashi. Then I need to pray because.
We have to skabashi. No skabashi, Nigeria.
It's with this matter that we're
skabashi.
this culture is making us survive.
You never know. The demons can say because of your movie do not come. Skabashi.
Kabash nothing. I don't
How you
believe
doing?
Hi, thank you. Yesterday I stopped by the Healing Center. Remember, we had him, the owner of the place, come here. The Indian man talked about the calmness. It's such a, all of us. It's a beautiful place, really calm, nice. They have this, they practice Ayurveda, so Indian art of just healing. They have doctors. They have like a nice talk shop of healthy, natural products. Just really lovely. They do yoga. They have a nice yoga studio, and they want all of us to come. So we'll figure something out so that we can go and get our calm for this new year.
I think it's
Calm. Yeah.
I think it's worth having. That's good. That's fine.
You brought
And
some
you?
shades. It looks really nice.
What?
These are not shades.
They are not shades.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry, glasses, but like
I don't know.
frames.
I'm not, the person I bought it from says I should only wear them when I have my makeup on, so I can live. I don't know why. She just wants it to be necessary. But thank God, that's good. Let's go on a break. Today's show is going to be packed because everybody's still talking about Dowen as a big story. But first, we'll go through the front pages of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Right, we're going to start with the nation. Tinubu, my presidential ambition, a lifelong dream. Nigeria faces testy tie against Egypt in AFCON. I think that matches today. States to get 61.2 billion naira survival pill. JAM tells varsities polytechnics to conclude 2021 admission. 90 arrested at Lagos airport for fake COVID-19 certificates. Workers picket National Assembly complex, and Makinde promises befitting burial for Sean. Okay.
Yes, the story we started with has arrested so many touts at the Abuja airport and the Lagos airport, Nnamdi Azikiwe airport as well. And it's really the management trying to sanitize that area of all those touts, carrying out all sorts of illegal businesses, especially those giving the fake COVID-19 certificates. Just the different activities that happen there. Some of them are not even meant to be there. They are causing such a nuisance. And airport authorities saying that they are very serious about making sure that they sanitize that place, clear them of all illegalities. Some of the companies that were moved away also was named. I just forgot to take a picture. So I'm happy that the airport authority is doing something quickly and seriously, because we also talked about people just getting on the runway and the taxi way of,
Right.
So it looks like the airport authorities are taking this seriously now.
Some of the workers that were arrested were workers from Vilki, Nigeria Limited, Lakewood Services, NACO PLC. NACO has said that the fans should have told them, and that is they want to be responsible, but they need to know and give them. The fan needs to give them information. They want to work with fan. 59 were arrested from Abuja and 30 or so.
Lagos. Okay, I have two stories here. So first of all, the former governor of Lagos State, Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, officially informed the president of his lifelong ambition to run for president. According to him, he has consulted widely, and he's still consulting. He's yet to officially declare to Nigerians, but he has picked out those people that are important for him to consult with, and he's expressing his intention to run. He's saying that as a kingmaker, nothing in the book says he cannot become king himself. And the other story I was going to take a nation is Nigeria is going to be playing Egypt today, I'm told. I was surprised. Said that our star players are Wilfred Ndidi, Mohamed Saleh, and they'll be playing today. It's the first game in the Group D game day today.
I guess this is where your Kabashi should come into play.
Kabashi, yes, so Tope starts Kabashi.
I want to take the story of Oyo State. So the son of Ogumosho died about a month ago, and sadly, his daughter also passed away last week Sunday. So the governor of Oyo State, Seyi Makinde, went to Ogumosho to pay his official condolence visits, and he condoled with the family, saying that the Seun was a man of high integrity who spoke truth to power, and he lived a good life, served his people, brought development to Ogumosho, and he will get a state burial. Right. He promised that. He was speaking to the eldest son of the monarch, Dr. Aderemi Oyewumi.
Okay, moving on quickly to the Punch. Ohaneze fumes alleges injustice as Tinubu declares presidential bid. Picture here of parliamentary workers picket National Assembly protest unpaid salaries and allowances. Suspected cultists tie Lagos casino attendants' hands and stabs victims to death. Ekiti's boy disguises, threatens his boss with kidnap and demands 1.5 million naira. Army arrests soldier for alleged assault on Oyo traffic wardens. APC picks January 27th for Ekiti governorship primaries. Arkansas rubbishes zoning, begins consultations on the 2023 presidential bid. EFCC rearrests Mumfa for alleged 32.9 billion naira money laundering. Disco's indebtedness hit 326 billion naira in 9 months, says federal government. Power generation drops as vandals ground the 504 megawatts plant. Okay, which story are we taking? Who has the human interest story? Nobody?
Yeah, I have it.
Go ahead, Wake.
The attendant, Jeremiah Benson, was stabbed. He was in a shop where the casino where he works, and he does night duty. So he was found in the morning with his hands behind his back, stabbed and in the head and neck.
Wow.
And blood everywhere, and the whole area came out because he's quite popular in the area, crying that what happened to him. They suspect cultists. The police arrested the owner of the casino. What's his name again? Adebayo. They arrested Adebayo, saying he refused to provide enough adequate security. Adequate security for the place. So that's why they called him in for questioning. When the press got to him and asked the Adebayo, he said he didn't want to talk, that he was really upset. And
okay.
Right now they're just investigating.
Another story in Punch?
I have two stories of a young boy, 21-year-old boy. His name is Toby Lola. The Ekiti Nigerian Security and Civil Defense Corps arrested him for trying to extort money from his boss and kidnap him. He had written a letter using a fake name and sent it to his boss and demanded a sum of 1.5 million naira to be paid into a certain account, or else he'll be kidnapped. Anyway, he was found out and he has been arrested.
Poor boy.
Stupid boy.
Very stupid.
He was arrested and they asked him what he wanted to use the money for. He said it was Christmas and New Year. He wanted it to just lounge with his friends. Anyway, he'll be largely and lounging in the cell.
There was a story about, if you remember the video that went viral, about the soldier harassing.
Yes, I forgot to read that story.
Yeah, I read that story. So the army have arrested him, interestingly. So one of their soldiers was, investigation was ongoing, and they identified the young man as, I have his name somewhere. I lost that name. I really wanted to mention his name. Okay, so anyway, there were two of them. They've arrested one of them, and the investigation is ongoing to find out what happened, why they harassed they actually beat him up, the traffic wardens. And the video went viral, and obviously, just to demonstrate that they take action when they're soldiers, because we've seen a lot of these stories where soldiers harassing citizens and other people. So I'm happy that the army actually took this up and investigated and then arrested.
From the video, there were more than 2 soldiers, so they need to arrest them all. Because it wasn't 2 soldiers that made a bunch of, there were about 8 or 10 of them.
Yeah.
Frog jump and everything. So they need to arrest all of them. And let's know.
Okay,
yes. The FRSC story. So the Federal Road Safety Corps in Osun State arrested about 7 vehicles, commercial vehicle. Now the story is that we know and we've heard about the speed limiter, that they have now started implementing checks on commercial vehicles who don't have the speed limiter in their car. They checked about. They started checking from December 29th of last year and the 1st of January this year. They found 33 cars, and out of those, 7 had not installed, only 7 out of those have installed the device. So the advice now is if you have a commercial vehicle, you travel interstate, get the speed limiter, and this would help reduce a lot of accidents we see.
Is this different from the one that comes with the car?
Yes, this is like, it will notify you probably when you're speeding, and then it will make you slow down or something thereabouts.
But this is just in Osun State.
Yes.
Just in Osun State.
Okay, let's go on a quick...
NEPA owing people money.
You had 2 stories, you had another story.
Yes, but I'll take it somewhere else.
Okay, let's go on a quick break. When we come back, move on to the other segment of the story. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
See, nurse, she's saying she feels unwell, despite my efforts to practice good hygiene.
Mom says wash your hands to keep the germs away.
Washing hands is good, but surfaces can also have germs, and you shouldn't use just anything for cleaning them. Use Jig. Jig's formula has been scientifically proven to stay active for longer, giving you whitening and germ kill protection on a variety of surfaces. Disinfect to protect, just Jig it. Endorsed by National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives.
My son has always dreamt of being in the spotlight. That's why I give him Bornvita for everyday vitality that gives him the strength to pursue his dreams. Bornvita, strength to dream.
Join Cousins Baby as we nurture and celebrate our little champions in the Cousins Baby Moments Competition Season 8. Over 5 million naira worth of prizes to be won, and the grand prize of 2 million naira for the Cousins Baby of the Year. It could be your baby. What are you waiting for?
To enter, simply purchase any 3 different Cousins Baby products or a Cousins Baby gift pack. Take a creative picture of your baby 0 to 3 years old, showcasing any of their unique gift or talent with the Cousins Baby products in view. Visit www.cousinsbaby.com.ng/CBM8 to upload the picture and register. For more information, follow at Cousins Baby MG on social media. Terms and conditions apply.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question for you. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes.
To disinfect your toilet properly, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains removal.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali and...
Thanks for staying with us. To continue with the review, moving on to Daily Sun. 2023, Tinubu notifies Buhari for his presidential ambition. Akeredolu sets up campaign against beef in Southwest. Government abduct Imo ex-speaker and 4 others. Bishop Kuka denies DSS invitation. Nigerians want state police, Clark tells Buhari. Social media, Abia government wants falsehood peddlers. NLC attacks National Assembly over bill to outlaw industrial action. And 2023, PDP must unite for acceptable presidential candidate, says Wike. Okay, which stories jumped to? I was going to take the governor of Ondo State, Akeredolu, about the beef. He was saying that the Southwest regions spends 2.5 billion naira daily on beef. That we should stop. He would advise that we stop using beef for most of our events and parties and ceremonies. That we should begin to substitute it for chicken, because chicken is eat what you grow. It's healthier and cheaper. Eat what you grow, because it's widely produced in the Southwest. And he's asking that if you're having an event in this side of the country, you should try to dissuade yourself from using beef and focus.
Chicken. And then the IPOB have said that they have banned, from April, they have declared that beef will not be welcome in their Biafra land, as they call it. And the Northerners have said that they are declaring war on them. And they are saying, no. They're not declaring war, but that too many people die from the herders, all the battles. So that's why they're trying to protect their people by banning it. And that say they don't know that some of the herders sleep with the cows. So this is honestly, this is what Powerful said.
Interesting. I think we should not give it too much.
Let me take the story of what Chief Edwin Clark was saying. Is a South-South leader, and he was reacting to a former Minister of Information, leader of Pan-Niger Delta Forum, PANDEF. He was reacting to the president's interview on channels, and he said that the president, of course, quoting the president saying state police is out of the option, and that the governors would abuse state police. And the president also mentioned the fact that we should compare what is happening with the local governments and the governors, that most local governments are not getting their due from the governors, and that will replicate itself in state police if that is implemented. Then Edwin Clark said that the country needs state policing, mentioned that the same process can be accused, I mean, like people can accuse the presidency of also doing the same, of abusing the use of security apparatus within the country, using security apparatus to deal with specific people, and that it was unconstitutional and authority of the president to say state police is not going to work. That the rule should follow what does the constitution say, and maybe a constitution review. Anyway, he said majority of Nigerians believe that state police is one of the ways to deal with our insecurity challenges and is an ingredient of our federal system.
Okay. So what happens when they use it for political, they use the state police for political...
You see, we've been saying that before, that these are speculations. Let them have the state police first. Let the governors use it for their political, and then we'll now begin to talk about that.
Why don't you judiciary fund the Nigerian police? You have only 300 and... the president brought an argument. He said you don't want to pay your staff, your civil servants. Some of you have refused to even pay... what do you call it? a minimum salary, and now you now want to bring state police. You will give them guns, and if you're not paying them, what will happen? There will be so many guns
That's
in
already
this
ongoing.
system. Look, we keep on comparing ourselves with America. I want us to remember the size of America and the size of Nigeria. The size of Nigeria is one state in America. It's even smaller than one state in America.
Okay, is that our hot topic today? Let's move on to the last story.
So, Abia State government is saying that, see, they will no longer condone people that go to social media and write all sorts of disparaging false messages about the government and its officials, you know, in order to blackmail them. They said the government does not mind constructive criticism, but to go on social media and just post lies and have people commenting that they'll push the government to start prosecuting or arresting or dealing with people who are found doing such things. I believe that it's important that people should be careful the sort of content that they put on social media. We saw how it was dealt in the UK, where a lady had written about the Ministry of we call it fires and what do we call it? The church that's always kabashing enemies. You know, that a lady had come for the pastor and the wife, and she was made to pay damages because she printed falsehoods on social media. So we need to be careful when we put information out on social media.
So the EFCC has been recovering money from people that were illegally committing from crime. They recovered 152 billion naira, $386,000, £1,182, €156,000. They recovered Saudi Real, South African Rand, Canada dollar. They recovered plenty money, even Bitcoin from criminals. And according to the statements, they also called out 22 suspected thieves of suspected people, oil bunkery, oil theft, and they've handed them over to the Port Harcourt Zonal Command of the EFCC to also investigate what is going on. Just generally giving us details about the spokesperson for EFCC, Mr. Wilson Obujare, give us details of how EFCC is doing their own part to.
All right, moving on quickly to the Daily Trust. Tinubu to Buhari, I want to succeed you. Keke riders lose over 300 million naira in one-day strike in Kano. Standard Chartered to shut half of Nigerian branches. Nigeria, Greece signed MOU on economy and security. Kaduna parents, teachers reject the 4-day work policy. APC governors split over convention date, and Super Eagles begin the 19th AFCON campaign with Pharaoh's test. Okay, so Kaduna teachers are saying that we don't want this 4-day. According to them, the parents and teachers actually are saying that losing an extra day would affect the children's education, and that that it's not realistic for them to have 1 day off. And they're also saying that they would rather him pay overtime for the extra Friday. So if you are going to do dog up something, so yes, like you're going to we'll come for Friday, but pay us an overtime for that. So, but pretty much parents, I mean, two parents specifically have said there's one. The commissioner for the Commissioner for Education, Halima Lawal, said that the academic calendar will be adjusted to ensure coverage of the curriculum. So she's saying that that's not going to happen. They will adjust the curriculum to ensure that they cover all the areas of studies for the term. But parents are saying they don't think it's a good idea.
When I heard about it, I was also wondering
I wanted to know to what end.
How it would affect how it would affect the children.
Yes. What's the end? What's the reason? Do you know the reason?
He gave a reason. He said he wanted more productivity, and if they rest more, they will work the 4 days. I mean, I know that parents and teachers may not like it, but the kids
love it.
You'll love it.
But to give more assignments now, that Friday you'll be doing a lot of work at home.
I want to take the story of Standard Chartered. So, you didn't.
I was waiting. Okay, so Standard Chartered is closing down many of their branches across Nigeria. They've closed about half of the Nigerian branches because they said they're pivoting is the buzzword these days, changing from regular banking full structure to digital banking. Although there's not one person who wanted to be identified as giving this information, they were all talking anonymously because they said they had not been authorized to do so, but they're just trying to move to digital banking. They said, of course, with the emergence of the fintech, mobile operators who are mostly doing this, they think is the best way to go, the future.
Okay. Let me quickly take the Kano story. Okada riders in Kano State went on strike. The total cost of the estimated amount of what they lost was 300 million naira. Number one, based on the fact that each Okada makes between 5,000 to 7,000 daily, and they have over 60,000 keke riders in Kano State. They also mentioned that the government itself makes about 6 million naira from these riders on a daily basis because they levy them 100 naira per day. So obviously, when we talk about taxi yesterday. A lot of taxes. People are this 100 naira, this 6 million naira every day is tax going into the government's coffers. And the reason they went on strike was because they said that they were protesting the Kano Road Traffic Agency and the registration fee they are required to pay. In addition to the fact that they pay every day, they are now told to pay 18,000 naira for registration of all the keke and then 8,000 naira renewal on annual basis. That's what they were protesting.
Moving on quickly to Vanguard. Let's find a story of not taking electricity. FG's PPI Siemens back on track, says investigation. With bandits now declared terrorists, will give them bloody nose, says the CDS Irabo.
Please give them more than bloody nose.
Anti-graft war EFCC recovers 152 billion naira, $386 million in 2021. Listen to Nigerians, established state police clerk replies Buhari. Boundary dispute. Oshibajo summons deputy governors to Aso Rock. New chief's law, Ogun monarchs now have right to choice of burial. Okay, any story in Vanguard?
The story.
The governor signed the bill saying that the monarchs can now, the families can now have a say in the burial of their kings, their obas. The bill was pushed by the Awujale of Ijebu land. And so he was happy and said, well done and that this will make sure that you have re-election when you go next year.
Oh, wow.
Right.
That's how important it is.
So the vice president has summoned, you have that story?
No.
The vice president has summoned all the 36 state governors. And he wasn't happy that he was saying that he faulted some of the politicians who play ethnic or religious games to excavate otherwise straightforward issues, resulting in violence and death. So, according to him, there are issues of boundaries between states. And these governors, some of these are going to play ethnic cards. So he has engaged charged the National Boundaries Commission, NBC, to step up its vital roles in managing the geographic boundaries in order to prevent border conflicts. So he says there's more the governors can do to stop all these ethnic and religious conflicts. That these are things that can be easily resolved by conversation, negotiation, and understanding where everybody's coming from. So he has charged the NBC to ensure they mediate amongst the governors and so that there's peace in the issue of geographical boundaries.
Let me take the food crisis story. So the high cost of food, a man named a maize farmer in Benue mentioned the fact that, he's in Tribune.
We're about to finish. You go ahead, you might as well.
So he mentioned the fact that he has never in his life, he's a maize farmer, seen a bag of maize sell for 30,000 naira. This is the first time. And yet people have 30,000 naira and they cannot buy because it's not available. That most of the maize farmers, most farmers are now living in IDP camps. They can't go to their farm. Femi Abioye, the president of Igogo Agro Park Investors, said that there is more demand than supply of agricultural produce, because even when they produce it, moving it, the road infrastructure is terrible, that before it gets into where it's going to be consumed, it gets bad. That the government should target the right places within the agricultural space, providing basic infrastructure and increasing security for people. Because one of the farmers was saying that he hasn't been to his farm in 2 years. Because there's no peace on ground, so he cannot even visit his farm. But the last time he farmed, he couldn't harvest what he farmed, and he hasn't been there. So another person was saying that if, in the article, that if If only we resolve the issue in the Northeast, the price of beans would fall by 50% because that's where beans comes from and there's nobody to farm it.
Okay, we have to wrap up. Nigerian Tribune, there's a story that caught our attention,
Yes.
the UTME, fate of 600,000 eligible candidates hands.
Yeah, so JAMB is just directing all tertiary institutions to quickly, round up on their admissions for 2021 exercise. A lot of students had written the 2021 tertiary, UTME exams, direct entry, and they're still waiting because even the 2020 admissions is still being worked on. They have been on like a 9-month strike. COVID has affected that number of Nigerian students. Now we have the 2021, and they're about to start buying forms for the 2022. Lots of parents are, crying about it. They are wondering what would happen if they don't buy another form and write. Would they be guaranteed admission based on their 2020 admissions or the 2021 admissions?
And then we're complaining about people traveling abroad for school.
That's all we can take on Front Page Review. When we come back, today we're going to be discussing Dowen College. There's a lot of issues surrounding it. The question is, should they open or not open? Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked, and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check.
Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights are
plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it. Come closer. Thanks for staying with us. So everybody's been talking about Dowen College in the last couple of weeks. And met the father, the sister of the young boy, Sylvester, have been on various interviews. We've heard from the, even a spokesperson from the school recently spoke to a different TV station. And we've heard the news. I mean, so the different debates here and there. And the key question everybody's asking is, should Dowen open or not open? And people for and against. And on the show today, we'll be having a bit later the father again. We'll have one of the pathologists that worked on the case. We're going to have the same spokesperson to speak to us and tell us the various angles and try to get better clarity, because the issue is not so much of the investigation, which is ongoing, but the critical issue Nigerians are talking about is the remaining 400 plus children who are affected by the closure of Dowen College. Where do we go from here? Should they open or not open? And that's the conversation I'd like to, we'll be bringing in our guest a bit later, but first I'd like us to talk about it. You can call us on 081-270-53687. You can also call us on 091-390-76948. You can also send us messages on Facebook and YouTube. We'll be happy to read your thoughts. So, as I said, we're going to be discussing with the various stakeholders a bit later, but what are your own initial thoughts on this? Because as I said, there are different arguments. Some have said, listen, in all this, in Western countries, a young boy carries a gun, enters a school, shoots like 20 people, you know, and then maybe the school is closed down for a few weeks while the investigation is ongoing, and then eventually they reopen, you know, or the fact that some are saying, oh, that's a different case. It's not the same. But some will argue that there's an issue of negligence. So a parent of a child who goes to school, who is a normal, innocent child, and has no issues with the violence that happened, would say, why did you not put a metal detector so that a child would not bring in a gun to shoot? So that's an issue of negligence on the part of the parents, of the teachers, of the school. The same in this case also. Bullying was not properly addressed, where it probably escalated to this point where this young boy was killed. So we can argue negligence on different sides. But should the school reopen? I mean, that's the key question. And I don't know, Tokwe, you want to start?
Hey. So I've argued this on several occasions with other people, and I'm of the opinion that if it was bullying that did not lead to death, we could even say, okay, let's investigate all the things that happened, and then the school reopens. A school is a commercial center that provides learning, and also they have custody of the children. My opinion as a parent is that the school should not reopen at this point in time. I feel that the school should have at least a year minimum, because I believe within that 1 year period, all the necessary changes, retraining of staff, putting in CCTV camera where it should be, rejigging the internal system to do what? We had a guest that came a few weeks back that said that there must be a process within every school that ensures protection, a child protection process that must be on ground. That process needs to be implemented. We can't just say because of other children, business will just continue as usual. Because those children could, those other children could be the ones that would have been suffered by, that would have died from this, the negligence in the school management child protection system. If that process was there, we probably wouldn't have lost this boy. He probably would have been beaten, but they would have caught the bullies. But we've heard stories that these bullies, this group of bullies, do it over and over again to other children and then finally led to the death of one. That school needs to be shut down minimum of 1 year. When they now put a structure into place, then we can now say we have certified them to be free to open again. But not
in
that
this
it's just
case,
open
where the school is still standing by their argument that this boy was injured by football, that yes, there might be bullying in the past, but in this case particularly, it wasn't a case of bullying. So the school is standing by that. But government said, shut it down while investigations are ongoing. So do they have a case as a school to say, listen, we have scientific evidence saying that this boy probably didn't die from what was alleged. Can we open?
Okay, so I'm not with the school on this. I just feel that the school is trying to cover up its tracks, my personal opinion. And for me, I feel that for bullying to get to the point, that bullying to get to the point that it's gotten because it's rife in that school. Probably they have a group of students who are going around terrorizing students. And we know most children do not speak up for the fear of repercussions. The same seniors would come for you. Maybe some teachers are sort of collaborating or in collusion with the students. So there are a lot of things that it will take time for you to find the root. What we may do for the sake of all the innocent kids who are not part of this, who need to write exams, JAM is coming and things like that, parents have paid money. I would say that the Lagos State government will step in such a way that the management will be overtaken by government state. The Lagos State government should set up a school board run by people that Lagos State have picked. Teachers should be taken out and changed, put new teachers there, and then the child protection procedure that needs to be put in place should be put in place, and that place should be monitored while investigations are going on. So the real owners of the school need to be suspended, and all those on the board and need to be suspended until the investigation has been properly done. Because I think that there's a big lesson that needs to be learned from this. One is that there's sometimes we look at bullying and take our eyes away. There's sometimes we open schools and just put children in a huge hall and we think we're done. People need to understand that when you open a school, it's a huge responsibility. Many people are quick to want to open schools now. Exactly. It's not just a money-making business. You are holding human lives, developing lives. You need to be careful how you take care of them. You don't just have a hostel and have children. You just throw in there and ring the bell, come down for breakfast, ring the bell, go and change your uniform. No, you have to check them. Some of the schools, because we are looking at schools, and I noticed a few of the schools that we've talked to, they have a different arrangement than the one we used to have for boarding schools, where they have foster parents. It's a much smaller boarding community, so different little houses. So you're able to, even as a parent, know who to speak to, know who your children are in constant proximity to at different times. So those things need to be put in place before this school can be reopened or given back to the original
that's a
management.
fantastic point, because there are people out there demanding that you should shut it down. I mean, the Joy Youths came the other day to protest, and there's a lot of emotions flying around. It's easy, and sometimes when you have so much emotions, you totally fail to look at the reality on ground. So the point is, what do you think, YK? I mean, these various groups are saying close it. Justice is served, we want this school totally shut down. I mean, is that the right approach at this time?
I really, because it's only when it affects you directly that you can look at it, that now I'm looking at it dispassionately and I'm thinking, okay, what about the kids that are in the school? So I want to, because I've listened to Miriam and Tokwe's, and you have young kids. I mean, if it happened to me, I would probably be fighting against the school opening. I will probably be fighting that the school must never open again. Do you understand? So I don't want to say anything. What if they remove the boarding house? What do you think?
Yes.
So that's another option where we close down the boarding house and then leave it to be a day school for help. Because
then what then happens to the children that are coming from out of
different
town?
Exactly. So there's still always going to be collateral damage, whichever way we look at it. Whenever I drive past the Ikoyi toll gate or Lekki toll gate, the business part of me will look at it that, wow, this is a business. People invested. You're calculating 1 year of not earning money. This is a huge loss that no business forecast could have imagined. Then the humane part of me, the me that knew what happened after EndSARS, that experienced it, knew how people were, the stories that gone left, right, center, we look at it that, well, this is the result, this is a reaction to the reality of what happened during the EndSARS protest. So sometimes, some businesses will take the hits. It's collateral damage. Some people would lose their jobs. Many staff of the toll gates, LCC, have lost their job. They can't earn because they're not collecting money. Those are collateral damage, but the bigger picture is, are we doing things to ensure we never find ourselves in this place again?
You see, it's easy to say collateral damage when your child is not involved. When your child is not part of the collateral damage, it's always easier. Because I'm thinking of the parents right now who is saying, I have a year 6 or a year 5 who's about to write an exam, and because of this incident, the school has been closed.
Somebody died. It's not incidental.
No, I'm putting yourself in the shoes of the parent whose child wants to graduate from the school. Where do they start from? That's really the conversation. Let's go on a quick break. When we come back,
I have a question to ask.
And I'd like you to ask it after the break. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC Communications story.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still discussing to open or not to open. That's Dowen College. Mike, you had a question.
Yes, my question is very serious in that, because I've been listening to talk about collateral damage, it's a business. Should schools really be businesses? Because is it not disturbing the quality of education that our children are getting? Why I say this, when I was growing up, like your own school, Corona it was owned by a board. It's not an individual. So what is happening now is that all these schools are owned by individuals and they are making serious money. And now they are being affected because their income, not the children.
Yes.
Their concern is not really the children. It is the money that they are making. So should we stop schools from being money-making ventures?
But YK, these are also, when they say business, it's not about me making the profit. It's about me paying a teacher to raise her own family.
It's like a social enterprise.
The families of the cleaners, the teachers, the drivers, they are all, is a whole economic system within that school. It's not just me making profit.
Owned by a board.
Yes.
A board of various
different people.
The teachers will still exist. The teachers will still earn money. The cleaners will still earn money. Now, I remember when during the COVID lockdown, the schools were struggling to earn because we were losing money. Doing online did not pay them. The Lagos State schools, we were managing our online, go to the radio, because they were managing and they were paying their teachers because it's a government-owned thing. But the private ones were the ones saying, COVID or no COVID, we must open.
We will pay school fees. So, for me...
And when you think of what their school fees, what they collect as school fees.
Yes.
Yeah. Huge,
you need to see
humongous amounts of money.
If the quality education anyway is not cheap.
We understand that, but one of
that's not true.
Quality education anyway is not true. It's not cheap.
In the UK,
everywhere it's expensive.
Yes,
you pay $3 or no.
But the public schools are just as good as the private schools.
Yes.
In fact,
somebody is paying taxes for that. So you're taking money from me. So somebody is still paying for it. Yeah, so it's not free. Yes, the schools are free, but the people you try to do that in Nigeria, and they'll tell you that they'll carry placard. Then they'll say carry placard. Okay, let's not even go there.
Yes,
it's a different kind of worms. Yeah, it's a different kind of worms. But let's go back to the issue of the school. Talk with me.
Yes,
Mary, we're going to say
I was just going to say sometimes these really expensive schools, they take this large amounts of money from parents, and it does not reflect on the teachers that they employ.
Exactly.
So when you hear sometimes some of the salaries that they are being paid, and you have these teachers who are supposed to be in this really rich school with rich kids, giving rich resources.
For the car.
And yes, a teacher can't do that. There's, whether we like it or not, there's this sort of resentment. And so sometimes the teachers in these situations may turn their faces away from things that they may see brewing. We've heard of some schools that they say, oh, the children in this school, they are so rude to teachers. Are we looking at why the teachers feel that way beyond, no, just let the children be, let them be, be expressive. So those are the things I would like for Lagos State government, the education ministry, to look in Dowen College. The welfare of the teachers, one. Two, to what extent is this bullying? To what extent is there parents and children, sort of involved in it? I mentioned this because there was a video that came out where it would look like a Zoom meeting of parents and some old teachers of this particular Dowen College. I don't know if it was true, but it came out, and a teacher was saying, I used to teach there, and I saw some things that I brought up, and I was sort of reprimanded for bringing it up. I noticed some children were doing things that were not right. I brought it up or reprimanded a student for it, and the school asked me to apologize. So we need to also find out if teachers... Yes, we need to find out if teachers had noticed things and they are turning their faces away.
So that is the case. The case, as I said, is being investigated, and they've called on January 15. The Lagos State coroner has called where everybody bringing their positions. Well, our focus today really is, should that school open? And I think I'd like to take this call and I come to talk with you. Good morning. Are you there? Hello?
Yeah, good morning.
Temintaya, go ahead. You're live.
Yes, thank you very much. Well, for me, I think the school should not open yet, because this is not just an ordinary disaster. It's something that could have been averted if the school authority were attentive and if they were up and doing. These days, I think most of the fault is from the parents. These days, parents don't want any other person to chastise their children from them. I send my children to schools that are not very expensive, and we face the same problem there. that some children are untouchable because of their parents. And at the end of the day, because schools don't want to lose their students, and even teachers know the students they caution and the ones they don't caution, which I feel is the major problem we are facing in schools now. I personally, I will go to my children's school and tell them I beat them at home. So even if you will not beat them, if it is a government policy, even in public school, they don't beat children, but you correct them. If it is something that I need to know about, let me know about it. You understand?
Right.
So for Dowen College, whether the school denied what happened or whether it is not what happened, it is something that could have been averted. You can't keep a child in your school. And even if the child was playing ball and got injured, it should have, even their sport should have been under supervision. So I feel it should still be under law so that...
All right. Thank you very much, Temitayo. So as I said before, there's an argument that when these kind of things happen all over the world, do they lock down the school, like, completely?
Forever.
Perpetually locked down?
You know that.
So in that situation, the child, the parents of the child who is innocent, who feels like, yes, this has happened, but my child needs to go to school. In those economies or in those countries, when you say collateral damage, yes, I as the child, the parent or the victim, I feel that I am being victimized by you reopening that school. I absolutely feel like you're unfair. But the truth is that these schools do reopen.
I think that we should deal with Nigeria. So we have a system that does not trust, we don't trust the system would give us justice. We have a slow justice system that seems to favor the powerful and the influential and does not favor those that might be innocent and not as powerful. So you can't compare with an America where you know that regardless of what happened, very likely that justice will be served. Everybody involved will get what is due to them. So here, we're used to jungle justice. Check, if it wasn't Lagos State, if that school was not on the island, they would have burnt that school down in some states. The moment that thing happened, people have gone there and done it because that's the only
Let me pause you for a second. Let me pause you for a second. So let us stay on that. So
that is wrong.
No, it's not wrong. It's right. No. You are saying that we're in Nigeria.
I'm saying that for us to prevent jungle justice, for us to prevent people taking laws into their hand, we must ensure that justice is served. If there's no justice, people will feel like I'm unfairly treated. I will do what I want to do. So somebody's child died. Even all those children in the same class as that boy need to go through serious
Let's define justice. I hear you. You are very correct. We're in Nigeria. Jungle justice. If it was somewhere else, they would have burned down the school. As you said, doesn't make it right. But now the children, but the children who are enrolled in that school, remember there's 400 plus children here. These are kids. These are not adults. Children that need to go to school. And other schools we say that let us redistribute them. Other schools are saying, my school is only 30 per class or 50 per class. If we redistribute, you as a parent of the child in the other school say, please don't bring anybody to my children's class.
Solution.
Oh, yes. That stands. I hear that. That's a fantastic solution. But the point is that I wanted us to clarify. There's jungle justice. But while justice is being served, which we know that justice is being served, those are we treating the other children unjustly by closing their school and not letting it open?
Let me tell you what,
yes.
Life happened to them.
Life was lost.
Yes.
That is where there is a big question mark. If the boy had survived, we will not be, the school will not even be closed.
It was lost a different way.
You must, look, for instance, God forbid, you lose somebody in a business, in any business. Normally, they will close that office down.
Yes.
The office will close down in respect of the dead.
The dead.
So now this was, I said, okay, in respect of this boy that was allegedly beaten, let's close the school down. Even the school board should be saying yes.
Exactly.
Let's remain closed.
Now we need to talk about that.
Yes.
You know, sometimes you
don't plan for things. Hassan has been calling.
Life would happen.
Hassan has been holding for a second. Let me call Hassan. Hassan, are you there?
Good morning, Morale.
Good morning. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Please, let us bear one thing at the back of our mind. Somebody's son died. Somebody's son died as a result of bullying. And we are busy playing politics with it. We lack empathy. And even the sympathy we pretend to demonstrate is just much more an eye service sympathy. State government should go into this private concern and read out Riot Act to them. This is not right. Because the boy that passed away is not our son, we decided to go for money rather than to go for humanity. And I have second thing to say, please, about the governor of Ondo State. In some instances, I supported him, but I can see him talking too much. And when you talk too much, the irrelevance will set in. He was the state governor that wanted to legitimize marijuana because of the money involved. Now you are talking about cows. Cows, these are the taste of the people. These are the business chain of the people. You don't just put figures like that. The people that sold cows here, they will buy some things here and take it back to somewhere.
Oh. Hello? Oh, we lost that call. You were saying something really interesting there. But there's an angle that we've not talked about. The road.
He spoke about the money. That
Yes.
most of these schools are money-making ventures.
Yes.
That is why the quality. That is why bullying will be allowed. Maybe the bullies are the sons of rich people who pay money into the school coffers, donate. So they are not ready to correct them.
All of those things are part of the child protection policy that should be in the school.
You know,
all schools.
All schools. So that parents are informed. PTA sessions, you let the parents know that you cannot bully a teacher in this school. Even no matter how powerful you are, your child can go. We can let your child go. We can sanction, if your behavior as a parent can mean your child will lose admission in this school.
If I was going to make an argument for them to close, if I was going to make an argument, I mean, you know, I've always said here before that Nigeria is not very totally, in my own personal view, that we're not totally ripe for democracy and all its demands. That I believe strongly that if we're going to use any template, we should use the template of the Western world in the 60s or 30s, how they used to get justice. So in this kind of situation, maybe in the 30s, maybe in the US, they might have shut it down. So what's going on here? Shut down first. Everybody go home. In fact, all the kids find somewhere else to go because this is totally unusual. So the truth is that where we are as a country, going back to the jungle justice, the mentality that we might have here, we're not seeing things from the perspective of the West. Understood. But how, because Hassan reminded us again that this is about a boy who has died. And how do we ensure this boy gets justice? Is it by shutting down the school or by ensuring those boys responsible for maybe responsible based on whatever the investigation show us, are brought to book? Now, another question Nigerians are yet to answer. What do we want exactly to happen to those boys if indeed they are guilty?
And what if?
Have we really thought about it through?
And what if they are actually not guilty?
And what if they are innocent? What should therefore happen to? So, because Nigerians, I mean, it's a really difficult conversation to have.
Okay, so let me try to, respond to that. You've talked about the fact that this is about a boy that died. For me, it's much more than that. It's about a boy that died, one. It's about the other boys who are being bullied. It's about the fact that bullying is going on in that school to the point that some children are bold enough to carry it out the way it was carried out. Why can you give an example of if someone dies in an office, you close down in respect of that person? If it was a bloody murder that happened in that office, it would be shut down. Police will be everywhere. People will be locked up. Because, so that is it. It's not just the fact that he died. It was the way he died. And the fact, what even makes it more horrifying is that it's children that carried this out. So what kind of children do we have here? What have you been breeding? What sort of teachers do we have in that kind of school that we have children that can do this sort of thing? So that is why I think it will take a while for that school to open. Now, when we compare it to the schools in America, they open up in a few weeks, because America will do their investigations like this. Somebody shoots, we don't wait till 1 year before we hear the name of the boy, his DNA, his great-grandparents, everything, how he thought about it, what he did. They've done the investigation and quickly they put things in place. So it's not that they do not take time out for investigation, it's that they do it in a timely fashion. So here we had, okay,
let me go on the break, because I want to bring in our guests. We have so many guests. I mean, we have the father, we have the pathologist, and we have someone from the school. We'd like to hear their thoughts, because we haven't really sincerely and truthfully heard from the school. Aside from their initial press briefing saying that it was by the football, they've not really come out to say, because, I mean, I'd like to put ourselves even in their shoes. If you were the principal of that school, what would you do? I'd like to hear your thoughts. Let's go on the break. When we come back, we'll bring in our guests. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Àwọn kan wà tí wọ́n bá kú tọ́jọ́ kú wọn ò tí ì pé wọ́n á papòdà síbòmíì.
Is that how you gonna say it?
Ọdún wa sọ yìí.
Bó ṣe wá kọ̀wé ránṣẹ́ yìí pé òun fẹ́ rí mi kájọ fojúkojú yìí kò yé èmi o.
Bó ṣe pé ẹ̀rí ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ àyà mi ti sọ kí.
Torí kí ni?
Àkọ́yẹ́ kọ́ mọ tó jẹ́rẹ̀ ẹ̀mí lẹ́kùnmọ́ yọmọ mú yẹn rí flashback jọ́ ìkéyọ̀ mọ́ tó mọ́ ẹgbọ́n mọ́.
Come closer. A little bit more. Perfect. I have exciting news for you. You asked for it and you got it. Your favorite breakfast show, Your View, will be going to 2 hours. We're going to have in-depth analysis of the newspaper review and more conversations on the hot topics. The ladies of Your View and I will be stirring up our guests to get an in-depth into all the various topics, and you, our viewers, will have the opportunity to call in and share your views. After all, it's your view. Join us on Your View, 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. for a fantastic conversation. Don't miss it.
How we're doing, guys? Is the makeup in progress? Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check. Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights up. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bolly, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy eSplash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With news bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced, and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT, and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online, and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM Abuja are now ranked among the most listened to radio stations in Nigeria.
Now, with over 1.5 million listeners every day, we're the people's favorite radio station. Best hit music, best on-air talent. Max 102.3 hit music for Lagos and Max 90.9 hit music for Abuja. We are your home for that fun, entertainment, and hit music.
In Lagos, TVC, our leading family entertainment TV channel, has a 47% market share. But this is just the start of our journey, as we plan to add even more services to entertain and inform our ever-growing audience. Thanks for being part of the TVC communication story.
Makeup check. Are the scripts on the prompter? Script check. Are we set in the PCR? All team in place? PCR check.
Clock is ticking, time is racing, lights on. Plans all set. 120 minutes of hot entertainment. We are ready for the mission.
Thanks for staying with us. So joining us on the show right now is a representative from Dowen College, Mr. Jerry Adeyemi. He is the Deputy Director of Students Affairs and Admissions. He's also the members of the School's Advisory Board. Later on, we'll be joined by Sylvester's father, late Sylvester's father, and a pathologist to also take us further. But welcome to the show, sir. It's a good thing to have you on the show. I know you've been speaking recently because everybody has been complaining that we've not heard from the school. In the last 48 hours, I've seen you on a different station. I think I've seen somebody else. You know, so I'm happy that the school is finally speaking. And but in all your interviews, one thing has been said that you're waiting for the Lagos State government to give you the go-ahead to open. And we're thinking, okay, that's one hand. But what do you think should be the responsibility of the school at this time? Would have loved, you think it would have been great to have a press briefing or something from your school, acknowledging what happened, apologizing to the family and parents, or to even to Nigerians at large, before even going forward to thinking of opening in the first place? What do you think?
Well, thank you very much. And Thank you very much, channels. Thank you very much, Nigerians, and thank you for having me. First, I'd like to establish our condolence to the family of the Oromonis, and we also pray that the soul of Sylvester Oromoni Jr. rest in perfect peace. It is a family who have been having a cordial relationship for more than 8 to 10 years, and it's just an unfortunate thing that happened, which is so painful even to us more than anybody think, because this boy spent most of his time with us, even more with us than at home. And I personally feel most of the shock because I was the first staff that met him in Warri. I conducted his exam, and I met him personally. I know how lively and jovial and good the boy was, and we related well, and we feel the pain more than people think. The fact that we've not said anything is because we at least have to wait for the time to talk. Some people say, why are they not talking? Some people say, why did they talk too fast? So sometimes this is something that have never happened before. So, and I think it's just like a disagreement happening between two parties. I feel the fair thing will have been for everybody to wait to hear from the second party before concluding on some of the judgments we've been hearing. I don't know if you want me to, well, we've heard about what happened. I don't know if you just still want to say it or
no, we know what has happened.
Okay.
What we're saying that the issue for Dowen right now is to open or not to open. And that's what people are saying. Because
the issue with Dowen is not actually to open or not to open.
Okay.
The issue is we are traumatized with a lot of things because nobody is looking at our side. Nobody is feeling for us.
So tell us about your side. What's going on? What exactly is on your side about?
Okay, our side is that the impression that everybody is still carrying is that the boy, 12-year-old child, was bullied to death in Dowen College. That is totally wrong. Okay. Others said 12-year-old child was murdered in Dowen College because he refused to join a cult. Now, look at the statement. For anybody, even me, if I hear that, of course, I'll be angry with that school. Shut it down, burn it down, everything people are saying. Yes, we're not blaming the public for this because they were being fed with a totally wrong information. Many of them don't know where Dowen College is. But the fact is that even from that statement, the dad and the children emphasized that there's no cult in Dowen. They said it. Watch the interview with Punch. They said it. There's no cult in Dowen. And secondly, everybody, the boy did not die in Dowen. That's another thing. The boy was taken on the Tuesday from Dowen after playing football on the weekend because he likes playing football. The sister listened to music and so on. So after that, he was attended to, and we have a medical doctor, resident medical doctor, trained nurse also there. Our policy is, if anything happened medically, we contact the parents. If there's that is if it is not something we can attend to, okay, then from there, the parent will tell us, oh, it's coming, which was done. If it's not coming, we have another hospital we can rush the child to. But there was no emergency here. So the mother said, okay, she will come. She didn't put any call, nobody came. So the second day, she was being contacted again. Somebody came, picked the child on the Tuesday and left. Nobody is asking a question of what happened to this child that was just limping from Dowen, was not having any reaction from Dowen. He just left, carried his luggage. There was no emergency. If it was an emergency, how would you have taken the child by road to Warri, not a hospital, inside Lekki, Phase 1, or inside Lagos State? Is there any better hospital somewhere else? Well, let's leave that. Nobody's asking the question of, from that period to the time the child died, there were a lot of things that people should have asked.
So, sorry, let me just take you back. Could you tell us exactly what happened on the day of the injury. What was he doing that he got injured? We'd like to hear from the school. And what medication or treatment did he get specifically from the school? And why did you think, it wasn't an emergency, if he was just limping, why did you think you had to call the parents to come and pick up the child from school?
Of course, the child played football. I just said that. He played football over the weekend as usual. And anybody who plays ball, you know, can get injury anywhere on your leg or something. That was what happened. And from there, he was attended to, massaged, given, you know, pain relieving tabs. I'm not a doctor, but he was attended to. And every effort that was carried out seems he needs something better. Okay? At that point, it will not be professional for, just like you say, oh, take Panadol. If pain persists, consult the doctor. Of course, you can't keep a child there when he needs more attention. And that is policy, contact the parent.
Okay, go ahead, Dowen.
Okay, so while I can understand this side of the story, after the death of the sad passing away of Sylvester, there was major revelation by other parents. The names of these children came from other parents who felt that this boy was brutalized by these names. These people have done it to my own children as well. Is there any truth to any of those? Has anybody officially complained to the school that his or her own or their children were also bullied in Dowen since after the death of Sylvester?
Well, I don't want to deal with hearsay or somebody say. If I know the person or we're able to talk to the person, it will be better. If we are to focus on what happened, I think I'll appreciate it. But if the person, I've been in Dowen for more than 23 years. So if the person said, oh, this is my name, I was here and I complained this, mind you.
Did you see the video? There was a Zoom meeting.
Yes.
Did you see the video?
I saw one video of a guy that was talking, and after that, I think they...
And then the parents was complaining about why didn't he speak up? It could have been our own child.
You see, let me say, that same person that was talking, and he made mention of one particular building that Dowen was before moving to another place because it was not purpose-built. I don't understand. Where he was talking about was just somebody's flat. So was that more purpose-built than where it is now? Come to Dowen and see how it is.
Sorry, I'm saying the woman, a woman was in that meeting.
So wait, let me rephrase. Let me even rephrase.
Yes.
So what we're trying to drive out is, does Dowen have any record of bullying in school, either by these young boys or other people? Is there that record on ground?
Every school will have a record of somebody being bullied. Everybody here seated is either you're being bullied or you bullied somebody.
Right.
That is a fact. Let's not shy away from that. Yeah. But how we deal with it is that from the day you want to come into Dowen College, in our prospectus, it's written there boldly, 0 tolerance to bully. And we have measures we use in checking it. Anybody found bullying is always either dismissed, depending on the degree. Now, there was an incident of somebody, so people say, oh, if it is this child of this person, the child of this person, that doesn't happen. Anybody found bullying, children have been expelled before. Children have been suspended before. Ask some of the students. And please, I want to say this. We should be a bit fair to us because some of these stories are being fueled on the ground by other people. We will have friends, we will have enemies. We all have, we all know how the relationship with other people. So, and it's making some of them happy.
Okay, that's fine. Let me come to YK.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, the 5 students who were named as bullies, is there any record of them being bullies? What is going to be done to them? Their names didn't just drop from the sky. The police arrested the 5 students. Is there any record of them being bullies? Or have they ever bullied anybody before? Did their names just fly?
Yes. First of all, the 5 students mentioned were not all boarders. Number one, because they said he was bullied on a weekend, on a Sunday. 2 of them are not boarders. They are day students. One other student there is a weekly boarder who doesn't stay during the weekend. So that one is even 40. it's questionable where the 5 names came from. And if you listen to the interview also by the dad, initially, he mentioned 3 names. How did the 2 other names came about? Is it that who added the names? Nobody knows. But we were also as disturbed as you were. But let's even look at, because I heard some talking about the economic part of it. Do you think we'll be ready to save 5 students and to allow Dowen College to be shut down? It doesn't make sense for us to keep 5 students just because we want to, and we jeopardize the life of 400 and other students. Plus, it doesn't make sense to us. If for us, we want to follow maybe money or whatever, even if they're 15, it's better for them to go and we operate.
I have the Sylvester's father on the phone right now because one of the focuses of our conversation, as I said, a lot of interviews have already gone. Many people have spoken to the parents, to the family, and all that. But our focus is, should the school reopen? And I think that's what I would like to hear Sylvester's father's thoughts on it. Good morning, sir. Are you there? So that he's on the phone with us.
Yeah, good morning. Yeah.
Good morning,
Yeah,
sir.
good morning.
Good to have you on the show. And
Yeah,
once again, we'd like to express our sincere condolences to
Thank
you
you very much.
on the death of your son. So as I said, we've discussed this issue of Dowen College has been discussed in the last couple of weeks. But the angle we would like to talk about today is if the school should reopen in the interest of the other 400+ children. What are your thoughts on these arguments, and what would you like to see happen?
Thank you very much. I can't hear.
Go ahead.
It's not connected. Yeah, thank you very much. I cannot specifically say the school should be reopened now. Today it happens to me. My boy is in the mortuary. Right now, we don't want this kind of a thing to happen to any parents. It's the worst thing that can happen to anybody. It's the worst thing. If they don't put their things in place, they don't get to the end of this matter, I will suggest that the school should not be open. The man speaking there, my daughter, made a complaint to him about Benjamin Favor. This Adeyemi, if I'm not mistaken, my daughter and mother complained to you when Benjamin Favor and 2 other boys bullied him in his sister's private part. The boy said, no, he cannot, that he should describe it. The boy said, no. When the matter came up, my daughter walked up to him that is speaking there. My daughter is right here with me. She's seen him. She complained to him. He now asked her to come to his office the next day. The school has a principal. They have their own principal. They must pass through the house master. She now complained to Celine. Celine now said, and Valentine. They now asked her to write a statement and give to Celine to give to Valentine, to give to him. My daughter complained to him directly. Him and Adeyemi. She's right sitting here with me. She's right sitting here with me. If you say there's no bullying in the school, this girl complained to him. She even cried out that she wants to call her parents, that she's scared. She's sitting right here. Show your face. Right. Let them see you. She's sitting right here with me. She knows him. She complained to himself, him and Adeyemi. He now asked her to come the next day. They have their own procedure. They said you must pass through the house master. She now wrote the statement and give to Celine and Valentine. But if it was given to him, nobody knows. But she complained to him directly. Right. Wow, she's the person sitting here with me.
Right. Right. All right, let me get a few more questions. Let me get a few more questions in for you, sir. Go ahead, Mary.
So once again, my most sincere and deepest sympathy. We've been talking to the school representative, and he's painted for us a picture of the last time late Sylvester was in school. He said that he had an injury on his leg, and when he was picked up from the school, he carried his things. So he seemed to have been in, he seemed to be in a somewhat healthy condition than what we finally saw on social media. Could you tell us the state in which you received your son, sir?
Let me tell you, when the person we sent got to the sick bay, he called us that the boy cannot move. The nurses are there. He couldn't move. I asked him to carry. He carried him to the car. And they went to where they do X-ray. God is told us that. And the X-ray showed us that use hot balm to rub the leg. That was how they went to my Lagos house. That Tuesday. Then the boy couldn't sleep throughout the night. They now called us. My senior son, who is in London now went to Lagos. He was a worry. Flew to Lagos the following day. That was on Wednesday. When he got away, he wanted to travel to London the weekend. He said the case is beyond just leg injury. That the man started peeling. You know when somebody, this thing, the top side, when there was no flight, the flight delayed. So I got to Lagos very late in the evening. So when I entered Lagos, I went to the house. I slept with my son. The boy couldn't sleep throughout the night. He cried and I carried him throughout the night to go to the toilet and throughout the night. There was no flight. We contacted all the, even to Benin, no flight, no seat. So we had to come through roads to Warri. The day we came to Warri was on Friday, I think on the 26th. Benin bypass, there was an accident. So youths blocked the bypass. We delayed them, we got to Warri very late.
Right.
That was when I got my family to the world. Since the man was at the body was very.
Sir.
So in their mind, before they changed, to another room.
Right. So we've heard this version of yours quite a few times. But you see, the critical conversation here. Are you still there, sir?
Excuse me. I heard him saying something. Listen, madam.
Yeah.
I heard him saying something. The parents said the school does not have top. When did we tell this young man and Dowen College that the school does not have top? When my son made a confession to us, he mentioned 3 names. Benjamin Favor, Asleptemle, Michael Kasamu, and 2 others. How did they get to know the other remaining 2? If there was no professional statement. What are they talking about?
All right. Let me pause you for a second. I'll come back to our guests because obviously, as I said, I didn't want to go too much in the case because I know there's still, the investigation is still ongoing and there's still going to be different depositions very soon. But I would like to hear your thoughts on what has been said because I know you're obviously pained by what happened. Nobody's happy. Yeah. You know, it's painful. Yeah. But the fact that based on his daughter's acknowledgement that there is bullying. So our question, let me rephrase again, YK's question and Tokwe's question. Have there been categorically cases of bullying and what has Dowen done to stop or reduce bullying within its school?
Like I said, there's no how a case of bully will be reported to the school and nothing will be done about it. Ask the sisters, has there been anybody that has been expelled before? Have there been people that have been suspended before? Are there people that have been in working suspension before? Ask if that's a no. Then secondly, when you talk about the child being so uncomfortable, after that being administered to him, he couldn't move, he couldn't, you as a mother, will you travel with that child? That's the question. If we saw that, we will rush that boy to our hospital. 3 minutes from Dowen College, he will be treated. But if that was what happened, and that boy was taken, even though he was taken to Warri, can you ask what medication was given to him and where? Because that was our concern, really. You see, we're not here to debate what happened. The loss of Sylvester is their child, is their son, but it was our student. You understand? Nobody would open their eyes or his eyes and feel, oh, this boy should die or this student should be killed or whatever. No. No, it's painful to us. If he was given what he's supposed to get, especially when he was crying, especially he was at pain, a mother or anybody who is concerned would take a serious measure not to move to another place.
I have
No.
to step you down because I mean I'm told that I have to step, but I need you to ask this question. I have one more question. I have a final question for you before I let you step down. Why are you not reopening?
Why we're not reopening?
Yes.
If we want to open, we opened yesterday. But we didn't close ourselves. So we want to open if they allow us to open. And Nigerians should understand that, like many other mothers say, there are other children involved in this. There are many other children involved in this. There are some of us that even if we leave, we can get employment somewhere. It may not bother us. It may not really. But then, what about these other children? Most of those workers, some of them will be jobless. They're currently jobless. Some of them are already traumatized. So we appeal to everybody to please understand that it's not our making. It's an unfortunate thing that happened. But then, please, let us, if there's anything they want to do or they want us to agree, please, the Oromoni family, let's come together.
Have you paid
For the
any
life of,
visit?
we tried that twice. The
I think
first time,
sometimes a school just wants, a parent like this just wants you to admit and accept.
So that's
that,
how we
that we messed up. You know, just accept
what?
Accept that our administrative measures was not protect your child.
Yes.
Once you admit that to a father, he understands that, okay,
This is where you're coming
so maybe he's feeling like there's this elusiveness on the part of the school.
Yes.
So that maybe, do you feel that way?
Yeah.
that we didn't accept that it's the 5 children that were involved in this that led to the death or something?
No, what I'm trying to say, from where I'm sitting now, listening to you, sir, I would prefer maybe a different approach to the way you're speaking about this, which is to first of all acknowledge to the father, we dropped the ball on this case. We did something, your child died in our hands, under our care, and we're sorry about that. Let me tell you what a lot of people tend to say when we hear from the school. Almost immediately we hear how the mother had taken him on the road trip, how, you know, it's almost, you do not die in our custody, like you're putting the blame on someone else. I think the school should reflect, should just accept what they have done and say to the parents that we'll work with you and the government in making sure that whatever comes out, you know, that we'll get to the bottom of this.
I have to wrap up.
And
I really have to wrap up. But now let me give you a chance to respond to that. 1 minute.
I understand what you said, and we actually wanted to let people know that what people heard was not what happened. Because like I said, people thought he died in Dowen. People thought he was killed. He was punctured to death in Dowen. The autopsy showed that it's not that.
Right,
but then we publicly here say, we apologize to the Oromoni family for whatever misunderstanding that had been between us and Nigerians entirely, and mothers, parents, and so on. So we are not perfect. We all know that we're growing. So they should give us a chance to please correct whatever errors, whatever mistake. We're already doing that. We're already having things in place to do.
All right, let me go on the break. I have to run. Thank you very much, sir, for sharing your thoughts. We'll continue to monitor this story. As I said, nobody's leaving this story. We're not going to sweep it under the carpet. Everybody's watching it. I want to go on a quick break. When we come back, I'd like to get one pathologist who's going to share with us exactly what the results are, because that's another issue that is on ground, the scientific angle to this. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
At TVC Communications, we're all about our audience. Millions of viewers, listeners, and readers every day all around Nigeria.
Our 2 TV stations are among the most watched in Nigeria.
TVC News is our award-winning 24-hour national and international news channel headquartered here in Lagos, broadcasting live from our custom-built state-of-the-art news headquarters.
TVC, the top-rated family entertainment channel, is the place for fun, music, and information. With our breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria, the all-female chat show, Your View, the best soaps and dramas from Nolly, Bali, and Hollywood, music and entertainment blast, courtesy E-Splash, and of course, award-winning news and current affairs. It is all here.
With News Bureau and studios around the country and the ability to go live anywhere, anytime, we are first for breaking news in Nigeria. Awarded the NMMA TV Station of the Year, TVC News is the station of choice for news that is first, accurate, balanced and reliable every time. TVC and TVC News watched by over 4.5 million people in Nigeria every day on terrestrial, DTH, DTT, OTT and available to viewers in the UK on Sky TV. Watch all of our world-class programs on TV, online and on our app. TVC and TVC News, the best entertainment and news for Nigeria on TV and online.
And when you can't watch us, listen to us. 102.3 Max FM Lagos and 90.9 Max FM.
Thank you very much for staying with us. We have with us one of the pathologists that participated in analyzing the late Sylvester, Dr. Chikodili Isabella Nwigwe. Welcome to the show, madam.
Thank you.
Many Nigerians still have questions because this is this report that everybody's saying, how can it automatically exonerate these boys? And it was a rather crowded autopsy that was done. I mean, I was told that there were 9 pathologists, 1 from Warri, 4 from the young boys that were accused, I think 2 or so from Lagos State government, and even 3 policemen, right on this young boy. And we saw the results. It says that the boy died of sepsis and some acute, big word, to his ankle. If you can explain to us. So what the school rep was saying, there was an ankle injury, obviously, at the point he was taken from school. From then on, where the sepsis, how would you tell us how the sepsis, do you think, set in, or how could it have set in before the boy eventually passed?
Thank you very much. Thank you for having me. I just wrote down some things. For one thing, when you say crowding in an autopsy room, it is actually allowed all over the world when you have contentious cases like this. And mind you, an autopsy had been done before. So we were doing a second autopsy. So this time around, to have a balance, the team of pathologists were from different teaching hospitals across Nigeria. Males and females were 2 females, and the rest were males.
Okay.
And so everybody was there from start to finish.
Okay.
Video recordings were done. It's available. Okay. The pictures were taken from start to finish. Even when the lights blinked, we're taking photographs. My camera snaps in the darkness. So even if the light went up, we just continued till it came on. Nobody stepped out from start to finish. We started at about 4:30. We were done at about 9. Now, it's a big autopsy room, so it's not a crowded room. You know, when you say it's almost like a hut. No. No. Right. It was in Lasut, Lagos State University Teaching Hospital, morgue, Ikeja, Lagos. And it is a center of forensic pathology. Several other cases have been handled there, and some other centers. So this is not the first one. So when these things come, it's expected that many will put their heads together. Some autopsy cases, 2 pathologists come together. Some 3. Some 1, if it's straightforward. So when we have second opinion, third opinion, fourth opinion, so in this case, we're having like 10th opinion. Because the first person did it, and then we had pathologists, and we had, amongst us were 2 pathologists in training.
Okay, let me just confirm something to corroborate, because there's an information that the pathologist from Warri couldn't join the autopsy because it was delayed. There was a meeting, as you mentioned, it started around 4 p.m. It was supposed to have started in the morning, and he couldn't join the meeting. Was he part of the autopsy, or was he not part of the autopsy? Was he there? Was he present?
He was present. He was there in the morning. We were all present at different locations there before we now came together. We had to wait for the radiology department to do x-rays. So the whole body was x-rayed to check for fractures. And they gave their own go-ahead that there was no fracture. So it was a division of labor.
There was no fracture on the ankle?
No, there was no fracture. All over the body, the whole body was x-rayed. So we had to wait. So all those waiting time was for the radiologists to do their work. It's a division of labor.
So I want us to be clear. So there was no fracture, number one?
No fracture. So I'll
the
get
ankle.
into
Okay,
there was
please.
no
We have very little time.
So,
That's what I want you to
so
do.
he was there from start to finish. And he's still in Nigeria. He can answer for himself.
Exactly.
Okay, so I think we'll just go straight to
Good.
Since
So-
there was no fracture,
No.
where did sepsis come from?
Good. So I'm just going to be quick so that people will get to know. Pathology, ideally, I would say that ideally, pathologists should work without sentiments, should work without emotions, should work without inclinations, should work without affiliations, should work without bias.
Yes, yes.
Whatever you are foretold, or you foreknew, or you're dreaming about, or you hear, or rumors, myths, legends, set them aside. Do your work. It doesn't matter where it's your relative. Say it the way it is.
Okay.
So it's on soul and conscience. When you look at the report, you see on soul and conscience, we perform this postmortem. Everybody's answerable to God at the last day. Yes. Nobody is a God. God remains God.
Yeah.
So I will say that. So now, for that autopsy, I'm going to do a summary so that we'll know a picture quickly. Now, sepsis is a blood infection. You would ask, what came about? How did it come about? History, past medical history, past social history, his pediatric history, his milestones, his reproductive history, his drug history, social history, we had none. All we had was, this is a body, an autopsy had been done before. The brief medical report that came was, this is a body, autopsy had been done before in so place, but this is the body of a patient who sustained injuries from a football match. That was all. There was no past medical history. So, but we'll get such cases. You get a BID case brought in there. Do you don't know the name? You don't know where it's coming from. You need to sort it out. So you use your mental acumen and your skills and your laboratory investigations, radiological investigations, toxicology.
What did you
DNA
see
analysis.
when you finally...
Good. So I needed to tell you that to know why we did that. Now, for that sepsis, what we saw was there was, for his body externally, there were some shallow cuts and bruises, just shallow cuts and bruises on the forehead. Then there were bruises on his lips. Now, on his right ankle, there was a darkened, kind of wrinkled area looking like a bruise. Sometimes post-mortem, that's after death. You can have wrinkling of skin as part of the post-mortem changes, part of decomposition, depending on how the body was preserved, either through embalming or refrigeration or both. Now, so when you see that, you're not going to assume. So what we did, we incised. So we opened it. And when we opened it, we saw discolorations. We saw some reddening, what we call hyperemia. Some areas were congested. Okay? Then we saw a collection that looked creamy white. So when you see that, of course, we say, oh, this is pus. But we still said pus-like. Because, oh, yes, it's pus. Whatever you need to smell it, you need to test it. So we took specimen, took it to, sent it to the microbiology department. That's another division of labor. It's not us. They did the test. So if you want to corroborate, go to them. Then we also took specimen from the tissue there, the muscle, the ligament, we just took specimen from there. And remember that we opened the whole body. So we took specimen from the brain, we took specimen from the liver, from the kidneys, from both
So we're
lungs,
told that
from
his
the stomach.
lungs had issues, but the organs around his rib cage and his lung was all intact. Is that correct?
No, let me explain. So on opening, there's a way we open up. You open up the skin flap, then you remove the muscle, and then you remove the rib cage and the sternum. You open, and then you start removing the organs from there. Because the bone surrounds here, but here there's no bone. So you need to do that, remove the skin, remove the muscle and ligaments, remove the sternum and the ribs, and then go in. So on going in, what we were able to see was, one, the lung looked, at the time we brought it, because we'll bring it out, not just look in, we'll bring it out. The lungs looked whitish. There's a way the lungs look. The lungs look reddish-brown. And in adults, you have some dots that are black, we call anthracotic patches. They are carbon deposition from general inhalation of smoke, not just smoking, whether it's exhaust pipe, whether it's gasoline, or whether it's firewood, or smoking, or, you know, incineration. So that's the regular thing. In adult lung, you see it had dot, black dot.
But this didn't have it.
No, because it's a young child. So it was just a little part of that, not as in an adult child. But then, that wasn't the main thing. There was a film, white film, you know, covering the apical area, the lateral areas, the lobes, the superior, you know, that's what catches you. We have it on camera, so you will see it. And so because of that,
So what is
in
this
both
lateral?
lungs,
Okay.
we took specimen. We were already suspecting.
Yeah.
So we took specimen
Right.
for histology. Histology study of tissues.
Yes.
Then when we got to the liver, we took specimen. Liver was kind of a line. We took specimen. Then we got to the kidneys. We took specimen. We got to the stomach. The stomach, we
Right.
opened it, and then looked a bit reddish and looked a bit eroded, means just that the upper surface is a little, but some small area. But we still took, because you're not allowed to guess.
Yeah.
Okay.
Check.
Even though we had things on our mind.
Because of time,
So
I wish I
from
got you in
there-
earlier.
Yeah, so
because
but I'm
no, I don't have time at all.
I'm running up now.
So
I'm almost done.
Yeah, yeah.
So I just had to give the scenario. So we took all that specimen from the stomach, and then finally, by the time the lab results came out, microbiology showed yes, that it was pus, it was a bacterial infection. Sepsis is usually caused by gram-positive bacteria. Gram-positive bacteria like Staphylococcus, Streptococcus, Klebsiella, Escherichia coli. So it was Streptococcus. It proved that it was gram-positive because sepsis, some gram-negatives can, but most times it's gram-positive, and they give rise to toxins in the body, endotoxins. So now, why the sepsis? So with that pus, when you have a pus in any part of the body, whether it's with diabetic sore that there's a pus, or whether it's from a whitlow or whatever, the idea is you drain the pus, you incise, you drain, and then give antibiotics. And it's a life-threatening condition, so you give IV, intravenous antibiotics against oral and IM, intramuscular. You give.
So
IV.
that was done earlier. That boy could have
I don't know. You don't know.
But
Yes,
just if that boy got antibiotics earlier.
Yeah, but there are other factors that are involved. The extent of the sepsis. You can have mild sepsis.
So
you can have severe sepsis.
Sorry,
you can have shock.
Sorry, please. The pus there. So it showed there was an injury on that ankle. Was it an injury? Was it a bruise? Was it to what
That's
extent?
what I'm telling you.
Yes,
That
I want to understand.
when you say the word injury, you know, injury covers a lot of things. Like cut, you can see I said this. I described the skin from the outside. It didn't look open. It looked wrinkled. It looked like shrinking. You could see that something was going on. So it can be an impact. It can be trauma. Or you know that there was something pressure at the ankle.
Okay.
Well, I don't. You know, I'm going to say, a pathologist, you must say what you see.
Yes.
So you don't have bias.
Yes.
So the police will do their work. The forensic analyst will do their work.
Okay.
Now, can I go on?
Yes.
Now, from that pus, whatever that developed there, that pus, when you don't drain a pus and it festers, it can only get worse. And what it does, the pus is a collection of dead tissue, dead cells, and microorganisms that are living. And these microorganisms multiply per second. When you don't drain and you don't give IV intravenous antibiotics quickly, at the right dose, at the right time, and the right type, when you don't give it, the microorganisms enter the blood, septicemia, and when you have septicemia, it spreads to the body. And that's why it spreads to the liver. You have hepatitis, you have the kidney, and then the lungs. And lungs are dangerous.
Let me just throw one. Let me get the father.
Yes.
Mr. Sylvester, are you there? Hello, sir. You've heard all these scientific and I would like to use jargon.
We're not done.
Yeah, I know you're not done, but unfortunately we're around out of time. I'd like to let him say one or two things. Would you like to ask her a question or respond to what she said so far? What we already know anyway.
Yeah. Good morning, sir. I'm sorry about your loss. I'm really sorry about that.
Mr. Sylvester, are you there?
Sorry about your loss.
Go ahead. Can you hear us?
Yes.
Please, go ahead. I'd like you to respond to what she said so far.
I can hear you.
Yes. Would you like to respond
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Yes, I heard something, but not much.
Yes.
I heard that saying pulse. If somebody has bruises,
right? Oh. If somebody had bruises, that's what we heard. Network.
Ask if someone had bruises from a beating. Would it cause sepsis?
Oh, we're having it's lagging.
Maybe they kicked you, and maybe swim.
Oh. So.
Okay. Would that cause the pulse?
Come again, please, sir.
Hello?
Please come again. We didn't hear you. Go ahead, please.
If you have a swollen body,
Oh, I wish I could get a text.
That is swollen. I think it's a swollen.
Okay, we have to wrap up, unfortunately.
Sorry, please, I need to ask you this question. Many people got angry online when they saw that report acquitting. Is it the job of the pathological department to acquit people of any guilt in the case. Should that conclusion have been in the letter, or should it be left for the coroner's detailed investigation before the acquittal will not be made?
Okay, I'm just going to say something quickly because I feel for him. He's trying to voice out something.
Yeah.
I don't know if he's saying if he was beaten like you're saying or trauma, what could happen. You know, I thought he was going to ask me about the bruise on the lips.
Yeah.
You know, people, I saw they saw the lips had bruises, was bleeding. But I want to tell everybody that in sepsis too, you can also have what we call hemorrhagic rash. Okay. So it is a rash, but it bleeds easily. And when you don't treat the sepsis, it only gets worse. It turns to a bruise. And then when you don't treat, it starts bleeding. So it gets worse. So when you see the lips, you think, is it a fever blister? Or is it Hamatan? Or is it something else? So when we see things in medicine, we don't run to conclusion. We have to decipher.
So could he have taken a liquid?
Together.
Because people are saying there was a liquid. The boy, young boy said he was given a liquid.
Can I say something? You know, hearsay, I don't really dwell on it because people say a lot of things.
Oh, did you see any?
Deal with fact. Toxicology was done. You know, if you ask me if I was still liquid, remember a formal autopsy was done.
Yeah.
So even if there was fresh blood, it would have been gone from the first. Once you open the body, it expels. If you open the urine, it will go or liquid. But a toxicology was done.
Yes.
And if I can tell you, samples were taken from this one, the second autopsy, and samples were taken from the first autopsy. Incidentally, the first autopsy's toxicology report came out, and it's negative. No poison,
no liquid,
no toxin.
Okay, we have to wrap up on that. That's all we can take.
And we didn't see bruises at the back.
Okay.
We didn't see bruises at the back.
We have to run.
There.
Thank you very much.
We opened all the skin and we checked for tissue reaction on the.
We have to run, unfortunately. So I guess with this case is now dependent on the testimonies of others and also maybe other deposition from different people. Thank you very much.
Yes, and she said something.
We have to run.
Pathologists to say that it's an investigation going on. If a coroner's inquest was given, if a second autopsy was required, and pathologists were pieced together, I'm sure the magistrate would ask the question, does it rhyme with this or does it not rhyme with that? So you answer the question you asked.
That's all we can take on the show. Goodness, we tried to match everything together. Thank you so much. I think you speak really fast. Yes. Thank you. I thought I was the only one who spoke fast. You speak fast too. All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Oromani, for joining us. Are you still there? I really wanted to hear your thoughts on this pathologist question, but I guess we'll still bring you back and we'll continue to follow the story. Our hearts really go out to the entire family, and we just hope that indeed Sylvester gets justice at the end of the day. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.
Amen.